Welcome back, here we go with another Kili task. It's been a while since I did one of these. Here to tier 70 power armor. Let's see if I can get this one done quick. This one is for the tier 80 power necromancy armor. Basically this stage in a power armor requires you to farm just 2 bosses, so should be pretty easy. So it's time to go back to Kili again. Go grab the task from Kili, ask him about the tier 80 power armor. He's just over at the smithing location, which I guess now is called the underground. If you don't have the option for tier 80, you may not have completed the previous power armor task for it. I think I have an older guide for this one somewhere as well. Make sure he gives you this scroll.
The bosses.
So now you have the task, you can decide which of the 2 bosses you want to take on first. Make sure you've talked to Kili about the task first, or taking down the bosses won't reward any of the required items. The bosses on the list are Queen Black Dragon and Nex.
At once, my lord.
It seems a bit weird that the Queen Black Dragon is included alongside Nex, as the difficulty of Nex seems to be a bit higher, but maybe that's just for me. The good thing about power armor tasks is you don't have to run around collecting random pies and things, so I guess that's a bonus. Anyway, pick which boss you want to try first, and you can skip to the section with the links in the description. I'm not going to go super in depth on the boss tactics, as there is a ton of other videos on this already. Also, apparently if you kill the bosses with Deathmark, it may not drop the needed items, so maybe avoid using Deathmark on these ones. As long as you've used the Necromancy on the boss fight and have talked to Kili, you should get the required items for this task.
Queen Black Dragon.
Starting off, we'll go with Queen Black Dragon. Am I allowed to say that? Well, it's a boss name, so hopefully it's all good. From the Queen, we need to collect 5 Tortured Soul Essences. Heading over to the Dragon's Lair, if you have not been there before, you will need to go the long way down by the bottom of the Grotworm Lair, which is northwest of the Port Sarim Lodestone. Take the Queen down until you have collected your 5 Soul Essences. You should usually get 1 or 2 per kill. After you have the essences, you can move on to the next boss fight, or the next boss fight. To receive the items, you need to take her down using the Necromancy skill.
Nex.
At once, my lord.
Now moving on to Nex. I guess one of the good things about Nex is that you can do this with a group and still receive the Zarite Fragments. I watched a few guides on the Nex phases before I did it. It's still a bit tricky if you are learning bosses and the rotations. My advice is to check another guide on Nex if you want to take her down solo. Bring a ton of food or overloads and your best gear. Pack Yak also full of food, and keep trying until you get a couple of kills. My first kill of Nex was quite bad, but you get used to it after a little while, and Necromancy seems to make it a little bit easier. Don't give up, you can do it. If you can't do it solo, you can always join a group fighting Nex, and you'll still get the rewards from it as long as you've used Necromancy.
Fragments.
So we need 5 Zarite Fragments and 5 Tortured Soul Essences, and that's the hard bit done. Take these ones to Kili again, which will then unlock the tier 80 power armor. You will need the tier 70 power armor as well to do the upgrade, so if you don't have it, you can try and buy it, but good luck. You might need to craft it again all the way up from base to 70. Then once we have the 70 power armor items needed, just head over to the forge and you can now select the tier 80 power armor to craft.
End.
So that is it for another video. The trade-off for the power armor, it seems, is less pies and more bosses. But if you want the power armor, that is the way, apparently. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Key BD fight. Remember your anti-dragon fire potions.